Foreword by Patty Miller, narrated by Chloe Schwank. As a writer and as founder of Life Stories Workshop, I was delighted to be asked to introduce this collection of seniors' stories. For most of my working life, I have been giving workshops on writing one's own story, so that reading and listening to other stories has been at the center of my life. How wonderful to have this feast of stories to dip into. Why is it so important that we write our own stories? The answer for me lies in another set of questions. What is it like for anyone to be in the world? What childhood dream or perhaps fear led you to this point in your life? What roads travelled or less travelled have you taken? What have you done? Who have you met? What turning points have you come to? What do you believe about yourself? Do you have a compass? And if so, what is it made of? The answers to all these questions and more are the vast and private knowledge that each one of us has, and the great mystery. No one else can really know what it is like for you to be here on this planet. Others could conceivably know everything that has happened to you, your entire history, but they still could not know how you experience being here. You are the only one who knows what the world looks like through your eyes. Expressing the nature of being is an old impulse. Several years ago, I saw cave paintings in the southwest of France, where Cro-Magnon tribesmen had painted images of bison, horses and ibex on the dark walls of their subterranean gallery. They had taken red and black oxides and mixed them with clay and water, and blown the mixture through bone pipes to create the drawings. As I gazed at one magnificent bison painted 14,000 years ago, strong-chested, accurately proportioned, it struck me that the tribesman had, in a way, left a story about his life. He had given me his perception of a significant part of his daily life. More than that, he let me see him recalling, selecting, concentrating, creating. Being human. Perhaps, as anthropologists suggest, his purpose was magical rather than artistic. In any case, he was trying to express what was in his mind. It seemed to me that if this young man, as I imagined the artist, 14,000 years ago, felt the need to record his perceptions, then it must be a necessary human activity. A pen or computer is not so different to a clay pipe, a drawing not so different to words. It affirmed my belief that it is not an indulgence, but a requirement of the human spirit to try to communicate the curious nature of being. The rewards of writing our stories are many. One of the most common reasons is the pleasure of passing on one's experience of life. This autobiographical writing can include one's lineage, personal and social history. It can also include the passing on of wisdom, insight and understanding. Life has changed a great deal in the last 50 years or more. Let's hand down the stories of the past. There is also the reward of exploring and establishing identity. Who are you? What are the circumstances and events and people who have made you? These pathways into identity make for absorbing reading for all ages. And some stories are for healing. I doubt anyone is immune from suffering forever, and writing about loss and difficulties can not only strengthen the writer, but give hope to the reader. This kind of writing takes more to put on the page, but it also gives more. And then there are the stories written for the sheer delight of creativity. Writers of fiction and non-fiction can plunge into the delight of telling a story for its own sake. There is nothing like the joy of telling a story in a way that will hold your reader's attention from beginning to end. Writing stories takes creativity, skill, and spades of courage. Each time we write, we step out bravely onto the blank page and hope we can make something that will hold together, something other people will enjoy entering. Each writer here has had the courage to offer their thoughts, imagination, and heart. Congratulations to all of these writers who have stepped out onto the empty page and, with a grace and courage, created worlds for us to inhabit. Read and enjoy. Patty Miller, www.lifestories.com.au